Hey guys, I'm Sarah Bendrick, licensed landscape contractor, and today I want to talk to you guys about lighting up a driveway without using path lights. Let me introduce the CG-51 from FX Luminaire. This is a super cool light. It has a 180-degree angle right here that we're going to use to light up the driveway. There's also an option for a 360-degree light angle as well, if that's what you need for your project. This fixture is made out of brass and it has a black powder coat finish. It also is waterproof, which is great, but it's serviceable, which is really neat with an MR16 lamp. So a few things about this light fixture in particular, you'll see that it has a gasket here, and this allows it to fit into a conduit for our light, which we have on this project. However, you also can core drill if you would like to, depending on what substrate you're going into. For this project in particular, we have a poured in place concrete curb that we used a Schedule 40 2.5-inch conduit for our lights, and that's gonna fit really nice and snug right in there. We're about to do the installation, but to get to this point, there's a few things we needed to prep for this job site. Like I said, you can always core drill a hardscape material to run the light through, but because we had about 6 to 8 inches of concrete, we decided to use some sleeves. The sleeves were cut to the same height or a little bit longer and tucked into the dirt below. We went ahead and ran about 2 feet of 212 wire inside of our sleeves and then topped it off with some tape. After the concrete was poured and it had hardened, we went ahead and removed the forms, finished the concrete, and let the concrete cure. Now we can start to install our light. All right, this is the easy part. We just need to put our light in. So all the prep has been done like we discussed before. I have a lot of extra wire here that we can use. I have a lot of wire in here, about 2 feet worth of my 212 wire that's connected to all the rest of the lights. So for our spacing on these CG-51s, we space them out every 8 feet on center. That's a pretty good spacing. Anywhere between 8 feet and 12 feet is recommended. You can go closer, but you might get some hot spots if you go a little bit less than that where the lights overlap. So those are all things to consider when spacing out your lights. So for the installation here, we have the wire that's attached. We have the wire that's in our conduit. We need to splice all of our wires together, and we're going to use the shrink method to do that. I have plenty of lead wire, and I have about 2 feet of 212 right here as well. So I need to connect all these wires together, so I'm going to cut these back, but you want to make sure that you leave enough wire so that you can pull the fixture out to service it if you ever needed to fix the light. Now that we have the heat shrink connections on, now we need to use a heat gun to shrink them. All right, now that that's nice and secure, I'm gonna stuff the wire back in. Again, I left enough for a long lead so that if we ever need to do repairs, we can. All right, this is the easy part. All we have to do is place our light into the sleeve here. It slides in super easy. You can feel that gasket give a little bit of resistance that holds it stable. Also, it's important that your sleeves are flush to the concrete so that the light sits flush as well. You want to orient the light, you can turn it around if you need it to, and so our 180-degree light is now going to illuminate the driveway, and it's going to look so nice.
Thank you for choosing FX Luminaire. For more information, go to fxl.com.